The motion 3 weeks ago said immediately. This has no time frame. Is this immediately also? Or do we need a new motion to include that?
Speak a little louder. Yes, they're legal for the room, effective immediately.
Okay. So legal said, okay. Thank you.
So, just a question on that. Just when will that
Forty.
happen?
I would think that the process would start now, but the school will go forward with that name, but I think some of the things that need to be done as far as signage, etc., is going to take some time. I heard a comment that parents have purchased t-shirts and sweatshirts and clothing, and the comments that I heard that certainly those garments wouldn't be ostracized if the children continued to wear the things that their parents have purchased this year as we move forward into the year. Are there any board members who would disagree with that?
Okay. We're approval of the pilot of the revised human growth and development curriculum. Dr. Bachman?
I was hoping people would stay for this, but good evening. My name is Connie Whitty. I am the former Director for Curriculum and Instruction, and I am here today with our interim Director for Curriculum and Instruction, Kathy T. Barton, and we are presenting to you a proposal to conduct a pilot curriculum for human growth and development. Proceed with some basic information and then certainly be able to answer any questions you might have. The request to have me bring this to you is due to my work over the summer and the short time in which we've had to do some transition work. So that's why I'm here tonight. In front of you is a list of committee members, and we do have, I think, at least one committee member in the audience. If you could stand if there's anybody else I didn't see come in. Very brave soul she is. Kathy Teagarden said, you're going to do the presentation, but it's okay. I told her I would honor my due diligence here in carrying this through. As you can see, we had a heavy concentration, and it's funny we're here at Monte Vista, participants. This committee worked during the summer. It was after all of the English language arts and math committee. We had basically social studies, physical education, working at the same time that this human growth and development. So we were getting the most out of our employees, and this group, while it seems heavily concentrated with membership from one school, please know that the school nurses, this conversation began with Dr. Wagner prior to me coming on to the district, and we've been kind of working on where and what we can do to bring about some changes. So the school nurses at all of the schools did contribute information and feedback during the process last year. As you can see, this is a basic outline of the human growth and development curriculum. I believe each of you were provided with draft materials in a binder hard copy format for you to review. And again, please keep in mind that this is pilot draft material that you have in front of you in the binder. As you can see, with the 5th and 6th grade topics, the decision was made that we would focus and kind of repeat the curriculum in both 5th and 6th grade, so students, as they're going through the maturation process, would have opportunities to, I guess, being more in tune or paying more attention depending upon where they were in their physical development. So in 5th and 6th grade, the focus again is on the basic puberty. I think maybe most of you can remember back to your education experience and the nurse or the male PE teacher working together to provide students with basic information. I know when I was in school in Arizona, it was 8th grade that received what we now have moved down to 5th and 6th grade level curriculum. As you also see, it was very important, the committee felt that there should be some course information that was in a mixed boys and girls, even at 5th and 6th grade, but again, it's basic information for them. And then there would be very specific boys curriculum and girls where we would separate them out with an appropriate staff member to oversee the process. Moving into 7th and 8th grade, the topics get a little bit more hefty in their information, and also keeping in mind that there is state statute regarding the type of curriculum we can provide to our students, and also the Arizona School Board at the state level published very specific guidelines for how curriculum is to be developed. These topics fall under the parameters of topics that can be a part of an elementary school curriculum for 7th and 8th grade students. As you can see, again, these topics would be repeated in both years, and through the pilot, we hope to gain quite a bit of information and feedback from the teachers as if they would like to see a more specific 7th grade curriculum and 8th grade curriculum, or if there is support to kind of have that repeat here a second time, because it might be more important to me as an 8th grader than when I was a 7th grader, whatever the case might be. Yes?
In the beginning, you have the parental, they give their permission to take this or no, and there's an alternative course. Can a parent say they don't mind a lot of the stuff, but there's certain topics that are off limits? Can they opt out of just like 1/4 of it, one topic, but have the child take the rest, or is it all or nothing?
That's a very good question, and I believe the structure in the past was that it was like on one day for maybe 2 hours, and it was either you got that or you didn't, depending upon your parent permission. What this committee, and from the feedback from the nurses and teachers across the district, they would like to see a few more lessons involved in this and a little bit more as far as topics and coverage. So yes, I do believe we might be at a point where we would list each lesson and give parents an opportunity to respond, I want my student in these 3 sessions, but not in these 2. I think that is something we have to take a look at and consider. And I know that Kathy, along with the committee, will be looking at ways to really get the information to a point of feedback and down to specific lessons. And then also the goal eventually would be to assign it, just like we do for our other curriculum, to be taught within a certain, these 3 lessons to be taught in quarter 2, these 2 lessons to be taught in quarter 3, to be much more specific as to when they would be taught. That would give us a better opportunity for parents and for us to keep track of who can be in which course or which class or which session. Currently, we don't have that. It's either you're in or you're out.
Thank you.
Any other questions regarding that piece? I'm going to go a couple more, but certainly a couple more slides, but any questions, please feel free to ask. Here's the implementation plan as stated. For this school year, we would like to get permission from the board to pilot these new materials and resources. Instruction would take place during science time, because we do not have a separate health course as an elementary school. Science time would be appropriate. We could also look at, depending upon how the lessons break out, that maybe there would be a partnership between our physical education curriculum, which does also have to show alignment with our health and wellness new state standards. So, but right now we have identified that science time would be appropriate, that nurses and or PE staff will support the classroom teachers as needed, and that would be to provide a male teacher if there was not a male teacher at a certain grade level. If there wasn't a male PE teacher, we would then have to look to our administration or other faculty members that could assist that campus with ensuring we did have a male-female separate opportunity, an instructor. Again, co-ed sessions would be done by their homeroom teacher or science teacher, and these are to be done during the regularly scheduled science time. Girls only, boys only sessions would be conducted during the grade level science time with support if needed to ensure, and like I've already stated, grade level teachers will evaluate curriculum materials and provide feedback to the committee. We did not have time in our summer committee work to develop a survey or provide feedback. That is something that Kathy Teagarden, along with support from members, will need to develop to make sure that we have that sound feedback loop. And then the committee members will need to reconvene during the 2012 summer session to revise, update, make changes, add, subtract curriculum, materials, and resources. They also will need to actually schedule when the lessons should be taught and align that so that and then it's clearly communicated to all site administration and teachers. So then for the next school year, looking ahead, we would need to bring everything back probably around the same time as we are now because there is the Arizona School Board and state regulations that prescribe the process for any kind of new curriculum and approval process. It would have to be brought back for final approval by the board before we could consider it Creighton's Human Growth and Development